The measure in politics, unfortunately, is how much money have you raised. Ironically, it's also the easiest thing to track. So we did. And holy rusted metal, Batman, did a bunch of people find a bunch of stuff that appears to not add up on where and how that money is getting into Democrat coffers. Thanks to a group called Election Watch, who compiled millions, and when I say millions, it's millions of data points from the Federal Election Commission, the FEC website. We were able to find out that in the past few years, over $200 million of political donations have been funneled through the Democrats' fundraising platform called Act Blue, from a fairly small circle of people who are almost exclusively over the age of 65, retired, very liberal, lower to middle income class, and from our research, it appears that these people, most of them, don't even know these donations are being made in their name. It's not their money. They call these people Smurfs or money mules, people who have knowingly donated to Democrats via Act Blue once before, but then their identity is cloned or stolen and used to make multiple donations from an unknown source, but still in their name. Again, this is all publicly available information from state and federal websites that are very easy to verify should you want to look them up. Take this woman from Louisiana. She's a 74-year-old woman, worked a middle-income job most of her life, yet according to FEC data, and we're withholding their names, in the last 7 years has made $573,447 in donations to Democrats. And here's where it gets really weird. She did it in over 1,400 individual transactions, averaging $76 per donation. And it doesn't seem to come from this person's bank account. They would have seen that volume of money, and judging by our available research, it doesn't appear she has these type of assets. Nothing against her. On certain days, like October 16th in 2018, she, or someone using her identity, according to the FEC, made 71 individual transactions totaling $3,145. Folks, that would mean she would have to have made more than 5 donations an hour if she were to sleep for 8 hours a night. But what's even crazier is when you zoom out and look at all the donations over 7 years for this woman, or at least under her name, it's just not natural human behavior to donate at this frequency. No, the normal people with this type of liquid cash make a few large donations and then they move on. But here's another one that's even weirder. And this person is from California. She's a 72-year-old woman who doesn't appear to be the, let's just say, typical person to donate this much money. According to the same FEC data, again, folks, publicly available, she made 52,501 individual donations totaling $884,152, almost $1 million over 700 days. Sure. This says that every day since 2017, and you can see the data right there, she has made at least one donation ranging from $10 to $100 a day. And you can see the significant jump in June on one day, making 1,080 donations totaling $20,879. In one day! That's 68 donations per hour, more than one per minute, if it's true. Folks, look, I have donated to state and federal campaigns in the past, and it takes a few minutes to add all your information and then put it into the system. This is logistically not possible to have that volume. Here's another one. A 75-year-old woman from Louisiana. She donated $127,375 in 5,670 individual transactions in 358 days. That's less than a year. Nobody does this. You would require an entire staff full-time to make this many individual transactions, folks. In one day, on October 4th in 2022, the same person, oddly close to the general election date, that same woman, according to the FEC data again, made 555 donations totaling over $13,000. Some of those transactions are for just a few bucks. And what's even weirder is that hundreds of these were returned, which raises even more suspicion. These are only 3 of thousands of these types of transactions going on to Democrats. On the press release from Elections Watch, they note the top 10 of these money mules in Michigan made $125,122 in contributions. Sorry, not dollars, total contributions. Individual contributions from just 10 people, 120,000. In Arizona, one person made 18,672 individual contributions. One person in Louisiana gave a sum greater than the value of their home. In Maryland, the top 32 money mules gave $5.5 million combined over the last 5 years. Folks, if 32 people gave that volume of money, they would be known in every political circle as cash cows to hit up for every single campaign. But they're not. In fact, there's almost no information about them anywhere other than town tax records that we dug up. They do exist, but they're not known in the town circles. They're certainly not known in the political circles. Folks, this is just not numerically and financially possible. There needs to be a massive investigation into this. Not only did we call the homes of these people, we left voicemails on actual home phone machines with their names on them when the machine picked up. We wanted to see if they had actually made these donations. They do exist, but they didn't return our calls. Folks, we verified tax records with FEC data, and these are real people. I'm not making this up. This is verifiable data. Whoever is choreographing this volume is doing it in such small donations because they thought those wouldn't get flagged by watchdogs and FEC officials. The way this was brought to our attention was not by the dollar amount, but rather by the number of donations per person. That's where they messed up. But my question is, if these people whose names are on the FEC report are not making these donations, who is? Where's the money coming from? We can have all the voter ID laws we want, but if hundreds of millions of dollars are flowing in to influence our elections and we don't know from who, not only is it a gross violation of election laws, it's a huge national security risk. 52 complaints to date have been made on this data, filed just in Wisconsin already, and yet Democrats there are refusing to even add these complaints to the agenda items for the appropriate meetings. Weird, right? Now remember, Democrats freaked out over the Russians spending less than $100,000 on Facebook ads in 2016. We're talking about $200 million cumulatively from these money mules. Democrats should be super okay with an investigation into this, but their silence is deafening. When I tell you Democrats are a machine, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I didn't even know about this until yesterday when I poured over thousands of FEC records. My mind is killing me right now, but I'm not surprised. I have no idea where this money is coming from. I have no idea how many transactions have gone overlooked dating back to 2016. But we're not going to let this story slide.